Hi, borderline mom here. As you can see, I'm back in my kitchen. Sorry about the lighting issue. I had to take my curtains down as I am packing. I got about like 2.5, 3 weeks left here, I think. Meh. But today's dinner is pretty simple for the kids. I just got some boil in the bag rice I got from the food pantry a while ago. And I got something really special. I know the kids aren't going to like it as much. Well, no, let me rephrase that. One child will love it. But I did my prepping today. I actually cooked dinner in the Instapot. So it's nice. Here, to get it. But I have this lovely little hunk of deer meat. Some hunters dropped this off for us. It's a nice little sizable piece. So there will definitely be leftovers. But I have found when you cook deer, unless it is ground up, it is best to slow cook it. You want to get plenty, you want to give it plenty of time to marinate and just, soften up, because it can be a little difficult. So, and all I did, I had a steak chop marinade that I got from Dollar Tree. I just poured that on top of it. I cooked it for an hour on high in my Instapot, or you could use a crock pot too. Just a regular old crock pot works. The steak chop, cook for about an hour, pour it on, and then you got about 3 more hours. So you're cooking it for 4 hours total. Now, if you want it to be more tender, you can cook. You don't want to overcook it because that'll make it tough. And if you undercook it, it's tough. So, but I'm not arguing. It's free meat. So, and I've got, boil in the bag rice here. So, just something simple for the kids. Me, unfortunately, I can't have this. I cannot chew right now. I can't bite. I had a tooth extraction on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So, and it's one of those little front teeth. Well, not exactly front teeth. I had a tooth, you got your front row of teeth, and then I had a little tooth that was sticking out in front of the rest. So I got it pulled, and it hurts. But I need something nice for the boys for dinner. So for me, I am going to show you how I do my beans. This will be for me and Hunter. So, here, and it looks like the rice is just about done. Let's check. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm going to get a bowl here. I'm just going to use this here. My good old Tupperware. Well, Rubbermaid. I still call it Tupperware, though. Oops. I'm knocking things over. But, hey. See? I'm going to drain water. Careful. It's hot. But yeah, I think this is brown rice. I'm not positive. Like I said, it's food pantry. Yeah, brown rice. Boil in the bag. I mean, you can always get a store brand too. It's relatively inexpensive. You don't have to get boil in the bag. But this is just straight boiled. And I know the kids aren't gonna eat it like that. So, yeah, let's put this down. I'm going to go ahead and dump this out of the sink. Yeah, the light's not really the best. I do apologize. I know. Let's see. Here, I'll put that there. My knife. So. Yay. No, today has been a lot of fun. I have pretty much been home packing all day. Sharing the vehicle with my husband, not exactly the best. I don't really suggest it if you can avoid it. But he took the van to work today. So I've been home with the baby, packing. I have got a good deal done. So that is nice and little funky bit. Yeah, the kids aren't gonna eat that, but I'll take it out and they'll be fine. See, just it's plain rice, and for the kids, let me see if I have it in here, if I can open it. Nope. Yeah. No, here. This is another thing I got, from the food pantry a little while ago, because I normally don't buy Wegmans. So this is a sesame garlic sauce. You can use like dollar teriyaki sauce, whatever. I mean, you can eat your rice with just butter or however you like it. But for my boys, I like to add a little bit of flavor for them. Yeah, that smells so good. Yeah. Okay. Just add a touch. But, no. So, I have been home with the baby cooking. Well, no, sorry, packing. And it's been fun. With a spoon and we'll mix. So, there's just a touch of flavor here for the boys. As you can see, no, I haven't really done any self-care much yet. I've had a shower. And piece of tooth. Wait, no, that was the stitches. Yeah, my stitches are starting to come off. But, no, for me, it has been difficult. So, I was actually diagnosed. Oh, there's the boys' dinner. For mine and Hunter's. But I was diagnosed as borderline personality disorder back in 2000. And it was by a naval doctor by the name of Dr. Noble. So, back then, I really didn't know what it meant. He just said, you're borderline person. I do believe you're borderline personality disorder. And I'm like, okay. So I am borderline of having a personality disorder? I mean, I never really got to finish discussing all of it with him. As I was discharged. For those that well, you guys probably don't know, so I'll tell you now. When I was 17, when I graduated, I actually enlisted into the Marine Corps. I served 2 years. This is not your dinner. This is for me. You guys have roast and rice. Would you like corn with it?
No.
I am not going to argue tonight. It's been a long day, but Hunter has one of your Beyblades. So I
That's
served.
Not mine. That's Dada's.
Oh, well, thank you for taking it. I served 2 years as a Marine. I mainly got out for 2 different reasons. I'm gonna put this on low here, and yes, I know a lot of people. Looks like it's got like this one's got like green peppers in it. Okay, but here we go. Sorry. A lot of the first reason that started the whole thing is back then, I was a pagan. I still am to a degree, but I am not going to push religion. I have my beliefs. I feel very strongly on my beliefs. I may do a video later, describing them and why. But, see, I'm just about, just about a handful or so. This is light brown sugar. I just like to guess at how much. It's all per taste. I like mine a little bit more here. So, but, as I was saying, I served. At the time I was a pagan, and the base, can't even remember. I think it was Staff Sergeant Major. I don't remember. It's been a while. I'll have to talk with my son to get back on all that. But no. It was the guy in charge. He was the enlisted in charge of the base. He was a very, very devout Catholic. And to him, I was an evil witch. Yeah, I didn't do anything to hurt no one. No, you don't. Those are mine, child. Sorry. Hunter found my peppermint white chocolate truffles. These are special. No, baby. But, no, I didn't push it on anyone. I didn't really say much about it. I mean, if people asked, yes, I would tell them. Let's see. Oh, I'm missing my ketchup. And it's out of honey mustard. Hi. Alright, well, it looks like I'm out of a few things. That's gonna make it for fun, but we'll do this. Here, back it up, boo-boo. Come on. No, that does not go in your mouth. Back it up. Oops. Sorry. I have it's a Kraft, sweet honey barbecue. I'm probably just gonna pour the rest of this into my baked beans here because I like them like that. And one moment. Jace! Can you bring me the ketchup? The ketchup should be on the sofa. Could you bring it to me, please? Yeah. But oh, I have another one. But no. So basically, supposedly, thank you, honey. To him, I was an evil witch.
Evil witch.
Yes. Who was out to take control of his base. He was a God-fearing Catholic, and in his words, he did not have to put up with my bullshit. Yeah, he called my religion bullshit. I was a very strong believer at the time. So I immediately went to equal opportunity. And let's just say he ended up getting forcefully retired because of me. There we go. That's all good. But because I did that, the head officer of the base had his eyes on me and was not happy. So, needless to say, it was fun. They were waiting for me to make any little slip up. Now, at the time, I was seeing psychiatry. I was seeing Dr. Noble. And I was not supposed to be around the guns. So I had not qualified for the rifle range. And unfortunately, that kind of brings us to number 2 reason. In a moment, you see, just regular ketchup. I got this from the food pantry. A lot of my stuff comes from. The beans came from the food pantry. So just add a touch, however much you like. I'm gonna take a drink. But no, I ended up the slip up. I don't want to say slip up, but the second issue came up around Thanksgiving. I was stuck on duty, so I could not go home for Thanksgiving, even though I live here in Virginia and I was in South Carolina. But that's fine. I actually spent Thanksgiving with my, at the time, boyfriend, who was invited by his sergeant, which is one of his bosses, for those that don't understand, to his house for Thanksgiving. So the two of us went, we all had some fun. And I was underage. Let's see, I was about 19. Yeah, I was 19 at the time. Perfect. Just right. But, sad to say, he offered me a drink. I told him, hey, sorry, I'm too young. I should not drink. His words, I don't care. Would you like a drink? I'm like, sure, I'll have one. Just one, please. Well, that one never emptied. So, and with everything going on, I was not really paying much attention. So I just kind of, I didn't exactly notice that my drink, that I wasn't hitting the bottom of my drink. And, made a mess. By the end of that night, I had been date raped. I don't remember a lot of that night. I woke up the next morning and I had to go to the hospital because I was bleeding out of my rectum. Found out, from my boyfriend exactly what happened. And I went to base authorities with it. Well, I stayed quiet. No, I stayed quiet for a while. Because I actually ended up, November, the following month, December, towards the end of December there, I ended up having to go in. What? Are you hungry? Dinner's ready if you're hungry. Get a cup. No, I ended up having to go in to the doctor's because I had, I was having problems with my rectum and also other areas down there. Turned out my rapist, my date rapist, gave me an STD. Yeah, I was not very happy. I went to authorities and nothing happened to him. And I mean nothing. He got a slap on the wrist. Hey, don't do it again. And it's like, oh my God, really? Come to find out. I found out, like a year later, that he was actually known off base for doing that. For taking women, getting them drunk, and then having sex with them. So it's like, yay, whatever, no, not good. And he never got in trouble because he was a Marine. And this was a huge Marine town. So it's like, yeah. But I couldn't take it. I talked to Dr. Noble about it, and I had scheduled, I do remember, on Monday I was supposed to go in to see the regular doctor, the regular base doctor, so both my boyfriend and I could get treated for the STD together. And then that Wednesday, I was supposed to see Dr. Noble, which is, he was off base. And then Friday, I was supposed to go back to the base doctor to make sure that the STD was gone. Well, that week, they tried to send me to the rifle range. I explained that, one, I had a chit. I had an order, basically an order from a naval officer that I was not to handle weapons. So it's like, yay. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to be here, really, guys. And they said, well, if I don't show up, I'm going to be court-martialed. So, you know what? I show up that morning, and lo and behold, guess who's there? My date rapist. So, I go over to the range officer, and I say, see that guy right there? Well, no, that's later, actually. I went to him and I said, look, here is my chit that says I am not supposed to be, around rifles. I am not supposed to be around weapons right now. I am seeing a psychiatrist. And he looked at it. Okay. And I told him, I was like, look, I explained that I had 3 appointments that week. I explained to him what they were, why I had them, and, hey, this is passed by fluids. If I sit on the porta pot and I accidentally pee on the seat, somebody can get it. I don't know if that's true or not, but at the time, it's pretty much what my, had told, my training, my sex education had said. But, hey, I don't know if it was true or not, but, this is good. So, boys! Oh, why did I grab this when I had that? I don't know. I'll use that for my beans. Alright, Jace, that one is yours. Thank you. Dean, that one is yours.
Ketchup.
Here's the ketchup. I am done with it. You can go eat. If you need silverware, come and get it. But
And a spoon. Can you bring me a spoon?
not at the moment, honey. But now, I am going to make one more thing to go with my dinner. As I said, I can't chew very well, so I know everybody hates it, but Spam! I'm going to make me some Spam to go in my beans and rice. Because that's actually a really good combination. Mix the rice and the beans, and then you put in small chunks of Spam. Ooh. That's good for adults, but not really for the kids. So, but, as I was saying, I wasn't, I explained everything to the officer, and he said, fine, just go back, do your, my appointment, because it's medical. When I get back, I'll explain. When I get back, I will stop and speak to your staff sergeant and gunny sergeant, which were my the bosses who were trying to send me. So that day, that morning, I showed back up, just like the officer told me, and they looked at me and said, why aren't you at the rifle range? And I said, look, I spoke to Officer so-and-so, explained my situation, and he told me to come back and, just do my daily thing and go to my appointments. They were like, okay, and they threatened, it's like, no, I don't care, you will be on. I was told if I was not on the bus, regardless of what the officer said. Now, this is officer number 2 who told me not to go. Okay? Here, I'm putting this on low. I mean, you can see it's, say what, about an inch thick. And I'm just lightly browning it on each side, warming it up a little here. But I was told, my staff sergeant and my dummy sergeant both told me that if I was not on that, if I did not go to that rifle range the next day and get on that bus and qualify with my rifle, they would take me to the base CO, base commanding officer, who has a problem with me because I got his base sergeant major, that's what it is, forcefully retired. So I looked them both dead in the eye, said, all right, fine. I'll be there in the morning, but I want you to know this. I have this lovely little piece of paper that says I am not responsible for my actions if you give me a rifle. Yet, you want to give me a rifle, and you want to put me within 500 yards. Now, it was a rifle and live ammunition, and put me within 500 yards of the motherfucker who date raped me, gave me an STD, and got off scot-free. And then I looked at them and I gave them the best little angel smile I could. And I just said, thank you. I'll be there in the morning, definitely. Next thing I know, they're escorting me across the street, 1 block down, to the doctors. To the base doctors. It was like, yeah, I'm sorry. And yes, it is true. Once a Marine, always a Marine. I earned the title. And I am a Marine. I'm not afraid, to get my hands dirty. If need be. But, no. So, that was in December. No, actually, yeah. No, that was, actually it was in January, I think. I don't remember the timeline. All I know is by July, 1 month later, I was out. I was gone. They pretty much kicked me out. So I never got to discuss my borderline personality disorder with Dr. Noble in depth. However, I was told that my reaction was pretty much borderline personality disorder. But, oh, you mean I'm not supposed to threaten to shoot him? Oh, well. But, see, I'm just slightly browning my Spam here. So, and I think, that's about good. Just turning it. If you don't want it to burn or stick to the pan. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. And, well, I just cut it into little chunks and, put it nicely in my beans and rice And that'll be a lovely dinner for me and Hunter. I am glad that I get to spend this time with you and, tell you a little bit more about myself and my struggles. I'll probably share more, next week. Or, well, I may share more. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do much tomorrow. I may do a food pantry video tomorrow. Crossing fingers. But, no, I know Saturday I will probably do a really nice, dinner video with you. Okay? But, until then, this is Borderline Mom, signing off, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.